Everybody, smash the like button.
Yo, GM, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the Web3 Breakfast Show. I'm your host, JChains. It is Thursday, July 24th. Another month seems to just be cruising by. It just seems like yesterday this month was started, which happens to be the second half of the year. Quarter 3, H2, depending on how you look at it. Activity should be ramping up in the next several weeks, months. However, things are going to take shape. If we're going to get that 2025 parabolic phase of the bull run, baby, it better come soon. And if it isn't going to come soon, that just means we got more time to stack our chips. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure quarter 4 is going to be fireworks. Very excited to have you guys join me today. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure GM over in the space. We've been chit-chatting for a few seconds here over on the live stream, but good morning. Hope you all are doing well. Let me bring some of the folks up here. We're going to have a fantastic show today. It is Thursday. It's the VeChain Power Hour. We're talking real world adoption. We're going to talk about the ecosystem, some of the VeBetter projects. It's real utility and real adoption. We're seeing it happen. It's happened to me personally. I can tell you every time I'm out and about and I start using some of the dApps, people inherently ask questions, what the heck I'm doing. We have yet to get a scoop up question, but I'm pretty sure it'll happen soon. But definitely some of the neighbors have started driving by real slow. And my wife's taking pictures of our dog's scoop up subject matter, if you will. But so this is the first one. I'm super excited. If you are VFam, if you're V community, if you are building in this space, thank you for being here. Come on up to the stage, and that's the whole point. So raise your hand. I see we got the homies Flame and Restify. I know Restify's got somewhere to go, so I'm gonna chat with you first because I'm all like just ready, chomping at the bit to get in this. However, I'm an iOS user, so I'm gonna have to patiently wait. But you know, taking time off away from your phone and getting rewarded for it, as silly as some of you may think that it is, the tokenization, the gamification of life and how we bring people into Web3, blockchain, crypto apps, stuff like this, you know, it's how it all works. And so definitely excited to chat with you guys. But, just because we're going to start with Restify doesn't mean that any of y'all are safe down there. Paulie, I know I want to hear from you and anybody else from the V fam. It's what it's all about. That's what Thursdays are going to be moving forward. I am consolidating a majority of the VeChain conversation into these Thursday shows. So thank you for joining us. Restify, what's up, fam? How you doing?
How you doing? Happy to be here. Nice to be speaking. Thanks
Absolutely.
for the invitation.
What can I call you as opposed to Restify?
My name is Alec. I work at the foundation. I think some of you may know me already, but yeah, first time on the space, so supposed
Alec,
to be here.
I appreciate you. I know you got a busy morning, so I'm glad that we got a chance to catch up. So Restify app, I kind of hit on a little bit. It's rewards for putting the phone down, right? Let's start. Maybe there's a lot of things that you can work on here with mental health and all sorts of stuff, but you know, a 30,000 foot view of what you're building just to kind of kick things off would be wonderful, man.
Yeah, I think like you said there, you touched on the right point, is that mental health is such a huge problem, like the mental health crisis, the loneliness crisis that is being experienced. Like I've got tech podcasts, I'm speaking to so many techies that are building dApps and AI and blockchain and crypto and this kind of stuff. And the point is, they make these things addictive intentionally. Like, you want to use them, they want your attention. That's how they monetize things. Like, time is the most valuable commodity. And I guess Restify is quite simple. We're just trying to give people's time back, and that time has value for individuals, for society, for even Restify in a way. And we're going to go much bigger. We're going to go to support mental health generally, like in-app AI assistance, gamification, tracking data, sleep support, all this kind of stuff. But the MVP is really simple. You lock your phone. We can tell that you've locked your phone. You're not using any other dApps or any other apps at the same time, and you get rewarded for it with Better. Quite simple.
That's amazing. And if you happen to say you break that time frame, so say you set it, I'm going to set it down for an hour, and after 40 minutes, you're like, I got to get my phone, and you open it up, you void the rewards. Is that correct?
Exactly. So like that's why we're on Android right now, because it's quite easy for us to kind of access the underlying internal APIs of Android devices so that we know exactly what apps are being used during Restify sessions and only during Restify sessions. It's also one of the reasons why it's really hard to farm the dApp now, because people can't set up clones, emulators, go onto different accounts, all this kind of stuff, because we detect any action during the Restify session. So that's why we think we're one of the most secure dApps for farming as well.
Oh, that's amazing. I love the whole idea of, really kind of when you think about it, I said it and you said, we hit on it. There was the mental health aspect of it, especially for crypto native people. We know that this is an ecosystem. This is an industry that it requires a lot. It's very demanding for you to pay attention. If you take a couple day vacation, you've basically got to hit the reset button and relearn everything. That's how fast stuff moves. But, in order to really be firing on all cylinders, sometimes it's the most necessary thing that we got to do. So shout out to you guys for building that. So what was your experience like working with the DAO and getting things up and running?
Yeah, it's easy. I mean, I think like it really does streamline so many things. Like, one of the biggest, I think that all dApps should have a USP outside of like just giving people free money, right? But I think that what VeBetterDAO does, it kind of gets you to that adoption much quicker. It really lowers the hurdles, because there's a massive community that are invested in it, that are interested in doing sustainable, positive for society actions. It gives you access to that audience very quickly. The VeBetterDAO team was super supportive. Like, onboarding was really easy, like getting to know the endorsers, the community, and kind of just building our own community within that community has been really exciting. Like, I built dApps and projects before, and it's the biggest thing is just trying to connect your idea to people that want to solve that problem. But VeBetterDAO obviously has this huge backlog of people, and this huge community of people that gives you an immediate access to users, basically, which is one of the most important things.
Absolutely, man. 100%. What do you, and as far as, like when you think about sustainability and how all of that works and kind of the ethos of what the VeBetterDAO was trying to accomplish, you think about, and I actually, someone, oh man, who was it from VeChain had posted it, they had posted an infographic, and it was kind of the Venn diagram, right? Of kind of, you've got tokenization, you've got sustainability, and then you've got, what was the third one? It was like digitization, or it had something to do with the third aspect of it. And really, when you start to think about where VeChain has positioned themselves, a VeChain as a whole, because the whole idea of what these VeChain Thursdays are about, it's not just about the VeBetterDAO, it's about VeChain as well. Like, I don't know if people understand that, their BMW and VeChain set up a program a while back. It's called Verify Car, right? And so it's it's kind of provable that you can't roll back odometers, and we know that that there's an issue with that. And so there's a lot of things. They got the partnership with Walmart in China for the food program tracing, and there are several other partnerships that are massive UFC, all that kind of stuff. And so the whole idea of these shows is to talk about the DAO, to talk about what VeBetter's doing, but also talk about what VeChain's doing, right? And so you think about where VeChain has positioned themselves in that Venn diagram, like perfectly in the middle of it. Do you think, and this is one of those things, because I'm a numbers nerd, even though I said yesterday vehemently that I'm not a nerd, I technically am kind of a numbers nerd. I do like the analytics. And so when you think about sustainability and tokenization, right, the Boston Consultant Group, BSG, had put out studies on both, ecosystems with giving high numbers, right, in the trillions, 16 to 30 trillion conservatively for tokenization. I think a little bit higher. The baseline is a little bit lower for for the other realms. But all pushing forward. Sustainability, I think, it touches more people. Where do you think VeChain will shine in this whole world of kind of moving everything on chain? Is it tokenization? Is it sustainability? Is it actually going to be all three?
It's a big question. I think that we throw in those numbers around like 40 trillion or whatever it is for RWAs and tokenized assets and all this kind of stuff. What most people think about is real estate, is bonds, is the huge, move once a year type value. I think the VeChain's angle is quite unique, and I think I didn't really get it at first, and I've come to really understand it. It's like that every action an individual does has value. Some things more valuable, some things less valuable, but everything you do has some form of value to someone. It's just how do you get that value, connect that action to an individual. And I think what VeChain is doing, what VeBetterDAO is doing, is effectively trying to connect individuals' actions, the things they're doing on a daily basis, to the people that matter and assign a number to it. And then, connect that number and that asset, that tokenized asset, to a company that could potentially use it. I think one of the best examples to take it from the Web2 world is around insurance companies, right? You have an insurance premium. It costs you, let's say $10,000 a year, to put into American terms, to insure yourself. And a big thing we've been seeing lately is that they will promote individuals. They'll give them wearables. They'll monitor their heart rate, the exercise they're doing. And effectively, they will reduce that premium for more exercise. As you do more exercise, you prove you're more healthy, your premium comes down because that exercise has a value to them. I think that's a really good example of what we can do with small cumulative actions, frequent small cumulative actions of individuals. So it's all about finding the use case, finding the problem that needs to solve, capturing and verifying that, tokenizing it so then it can be shared in an interoperable manner with the end user, which in that example is the insurance company, and you're tokenizing, collecting the healthy activity. The question now is, for each of those use cases, who is the person that's going to pay? And it's connecting those use cases, the individual actions, the verified asset, to the person that is interested in that asset. So I think I've not seen any other project around the world that is going for this. But when you think about like the growth that VeBetterDAO is seeing, the number of use cases and projects that have been built on it, I think it's an incredibly exciting angle. And I do fundamentally believe that many actions combined can make a huge difference. And I think we're on to a winner.
I love that, man. That is like pretty much sums the whole thing up in my mind, right? Especially when you go to talk to people, about certain dApps that are in the ecosystem. People are like, dude, that's just pennies, like wasting your time. It's like, first off, you don't even understand what you're talking about. If that's your answer, you don't get it, right? Like over time, all of this stuff adds up, and plus it's an appreciating asset, especially in a bull run. So it's silly for people to think that that there isn't a sustainable opportunity here, especially in like we've talked other parts of the world where a couple bucks aren't quite sandwich money. You know what I mean? So I appreciate everything that you guys are doing and building, and I know that the whole idea is to have over 100 dApps available to the ecosystem throughout this year, and I think we're roughly halfway there, something like that. Have you heard any word of some that are coming out that maybe is an idea that not too many people are thinking about? And you don't need to like spill the beans on anything, but what are like things in the pipeline that you've heard, because obviously you play a little bit more of an intimate role. Is there anything that really excites you for the later part of this year with coming out of the DAO or the ecosystem?
I won't say too much, but I think that what is interesting is now we're hitting, whenever you're testing, because this is so ambitious and so novel, like there isn't a project that is like this around the world. On the one hand, that is exciting to people like us that are a bit more pioneering in terms of technology. We see the application this has, but when you go to an institution or a big brand, they're much more risk averse, right? They look at this and they go, Jesus Christ, we don't want to touch that for years, right? And then all of a sudden, you start to see the numbers, you start to see the actual value that this is creating, use cases that the VeBetterDAO, VeChain team couldn't have even imagined when they came up with this concept, even Sunny. And they see the numbers now, and they see the kind of the growing use cases and the growing community, and they're like, oh, actually, this wasn't such a crazy idea. This does have value. I think the thing that we're going to see is more mature brands enterprises, institutions getting involved in the space. And that could be like the end consumer that I talked about in the insurance example, or it could be potentially building dApps. Like that is something that we're starting to see as people are taking note of what we're doing here. And it's not just us pioneers, it's actually the big institutions. And it's probably part of the whole, people are now interested in crypto again because we've hit a big bull market, but I imagine that's what's going to happen.
Absolutely. I mean, institutions and even big corporations alike. I mean, that this past week was a Tuesday night. My wife and daughter and I, we went to a concert. It was a Maris Amphitheater here in Marietta or Alpharetta, wherever, right over there, right, a few minutes away from our house. And it's a Live Nation concert and venue that, they had a partnership with Yeti. And so I could bring in, we all brought in, my whole family, we brought in our reusable water bottles and we were able to fill them there, right? And I was able to capture that moment and do a Bubbles thing and earn, a little bit of better token right there at the concert. And you got to think like the ability to integrate on a just mass level with companies as they start to, realize, they've got, fulfillments that, they have to do for their BSG or their ESG scores and all sorts of things that are going to be mandated. So really the incorporation to a lot of this in a normal society with like the big household name brands, even your product, you got to think like, with the bed companies like Tempur-Pedic or the mattress stores or whatever, there's probably some way to integrate. And that's just here in the US, I think there's, probably other opportunities throughout the world, but just think about how now that, because of the focus on whether it's mental health, sustainability, environmental causes, whatever it may be, the integration of these traditional Web2 companies that have, big market share, you can see it very clearly if this is something that is on your mind. Like we're in this ecosystem, so every day it's like something new is churning in my mind about how can we make this bigger, how can we get this more exposed to regular people. And you heard me say a little bit ago, everywhere I go, I gotta fly. I'm flying to Chicago today, or tonight, so that means at some point I will be refilling my water bottle in the air in the airport. And inherently, people are always in line with you, and they're asking what you're doing. And so you get the chance to onboard. I feel like that's should be everybody's mission, is to constantly be onboarding into, if this is something that you love, of VeBetter and VeChain, and this is something that you want to be a participant in, like your job is to onboard as many people as you can, just the normal people. Because think about this, if every one of us just onboarded one person, we will double the ecosystem immediately. Go ahead. What was that?
I think one point that I wanted to make as well, because you kind of touched on it a bit there, is that the problems that a lot of these dApps are trying to solve are huge problems that are typically only attempted by governments. But as we know, like governments aren't very good at these kind of things. They're good at big projects, gathering money, but they don't really spend that money very efficiently. You push that problem to a private company who typically wouldn't really have the incentives to say, solve the recycling problem or solve the mental health crisis. And they do things very well. Private companies are very good at innovating and pushing the boundaries. And I think that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing problems that were typically solved by big lethargic governments and not very well. Like the sustainability crisis is not going well. The mental health crisis is not going well. We're in a health epidemic as well. And you push those problems to dApps like us, people that innovate and push the boundaries and test and compete. And you start to have really innovative, successful solutions. Like the mental health crisis in the UK costs the UK government alone like over 300 billion a year. So it's a huge, huge problem. They're not solving it because they don't think like a private company. They don't compete. They don't innovate. They don't sit in a room and like have many ideas from many people. And we're trying to solve that problem. And sure, maybe the NHS can be the one that funds it. Maybe they'll be interested in these tokenized assets to be like, oh, this is tokenized mental health in a way. I can help reward people for these healthy actions that have been gamified by a private company. But they're not going to be the ones that are pushing the dApps out. And I think that's another really powerful thing that VeBetterDAO does. It takes these big problems that governments and say, United Nations tend to solve, and they push those problems to small, innovative private companies and dApps like ourselves, and we solve them in a better way.
I would absolutely agree with you 100%. And I wonder if there's, if there's ways to get the DAO intertwined a little bit more with maybe some of the, whether it's NGOs or whatever it is. And so that, you can start to offer some of the solutions, because again, they're for, the ability, whether it's on a project by project basis or the whole VeBetterDAO itself, to integrate into so many different verticals throughout, everyday society. I just feel like the opportunity is massive, especially as our entire ecosystem is starting to be, I'll use air quotes here, adopted a little bit more, with obviously the attention is on Bitcoin right now, but it will not always be. So man, I got one last question that I need to know the answer to. And if you can't nail it down, I get it, because this is tech and all, and especially when you're dealing with Apple and iOS and all that stuff. But when iOS?
When iOS, we get that question all the time.
I bet.
It's honestly the question we get more than anything. I think, like, if I could put it out on iOS today, I would, believe me. Like, I am desperate to get it on iOS as well. Like, all my friends and family, they're Apple users. We went with Android because there's more users of Android around the world. Like, it's easier to do, to be honest. Like, it's really difficult to get some of the internal APIs from iOS. Our goal, I'll be honest, our goal right now, stabilize the app. We're almost there now. Like, we think it's stable enough. There's a few more features we want to add, like gamification, tracking, like mood logging, sleep stuff. And then we're going to push really hard to get iOS supported. We are, that's like our aim. It's hard to put a number to it. If I say 2 to 3 months, that would be a ballpark figure. It depends how quickly we can get the current Android version to the place we want it to be.
So soon. We'll just say that soon.
Soon.
As soon as we can.
It's always soon.
I love that.
When
I'm definitely super
soon,
excited. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Thanks. I was going to say, when someone says when iOS, I always just say soon. So it's like a 3-word conversation always.
That's the easiest way to solve that. TBD, but soon.
TBD.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. I appreciate you coming in here. I know you got a busy morning, so it was really good to connect. I just got access to, and I've been in the ecosystem now for a little bit, but just got access to the Discord, and that is absolutely amazing to be able to connect with guys and projects like what you're doing and all the other stuff in the DAO. So let's figure out a time that works for you, a date and a time that works for you, and do a focused, dedicated show when maybe you got some updates and everything, and we'll have some fun with it.
That would be epic. Thanks for having us. I'm probably gonna have to jump off now because I've got some work to do.
Again, I knew you had just a little bit of time in the front end of the show, so thanks again, and I will be in touch with you. And if there's anything that you want to tell people, like there are people, I do know people in my community that have an Android, and if this may be how they get in to the whole ecosystem. So if you want to give people what their next steps should be before you head out of here, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, I think go to our URL or jump on a Twitter profile. Like, the URL should be there. It's one click. It honestly takes about 30 seconds to go through, and then you're probably using the app within 1 to 2 clicks. That's one of our main goals, is to be able to use the USP, which is to lock your phone and get rewarded within 1 to 2 clicks, sometimes 2 to 3. But yeah, absolute pleasure. Love this community. It's a pleasure to be speaking on here for the first time. Hope to come back, and thanks for having me. Yeah, let's keep building.
Absolutely, man. LFG, let's freaking grow. I love that. So exactly. All right, see, we got Flame up here, and while we transition on over here to Flame, and we got anybody else that's you're a builder, you're a community member, whatever, you're interested, you got a question in general, it doesn't matter. Come on up, raise your hand, and let's get you in part of the conversation. Let's see, here we go. There's my guy Tyler. Oh, and then, yes, that also reminds me, we'll have him make an announcement. We got a couple giveaways tomorrow. One of them is, it's over on the other side of the room. I'll get in a second, is that VeBetter UFC merch pack. You got a backpack, a hat, and some sunglasses. So that is going to be given away tomorrow. We're also going to be giving away some crypto, some what's up, dope. And that is thanks to our friends over at Crypto Fight Club. Flame, my brother. You got a big announcement today, don't you?
Do I have a big announcement? Man. Well, I know VeChain. I got rumors of VeChain announcement. I know they just made a huge announcement. I guess they implemented 3 new partners, like big business entity partners. So there's that going on right now. Check the VeChain account for all the news in the article.
All right, I'll have to do that.
Yeah, we could probably pin that up to the top. This is like hot off the press, big institutional news. Onboarding, I think they're running nodes. I think they're, targeting their user base for onboarding their clients and stuff. So it's hot off the press. I haven't had a chance to digest it all.
Oh, shit. Here we go. Today, we're proud to announce strategic collaborations with Franklin Templeton, BitGo, and KeyRock. Yo, Franklin Templeton, that's a big one.
Big dogs, yeah. And so I read the article. It seems as if all three of those companies are working in tandem to support operating a node and then offering some type of value or service to their clients through the node. So just big deal. Stargate, the recent update, has enabled a lot different types of node structures in the ecosystem, and we're seeing that unfold already. It's pretty bullish.
Yo, that's massive news. Love to hear that. You're also doing some stuff with Cleanify, and if I'm not mistaken, big announcement there with rewards and some bot killers.
Correct. Yeah, he just pushed the update for a whole bunch of new features. When you push an update on the DAO, you get attacked by bots. Luckily, Eric is a savage. He went to war for like 48 hours straight, killed all the bots, and as soon as he was happy with that, he upped the rewards to 2x. So now Cleanify users are getting double the rewards. I think you can do like I think he said something crazy, like up to 120 better a day or something like that. So, I mean, you could really be stacking the crap out of it right now. It's insane. I think it's the best rewarding app. I don't want to like get into an app war with someone else, but I think as of right now, per action, per how many actions you can do per day, it's the best rewarding one.
Baseline. Like if you're just some geek off the street, just downloading the app today, how do you maximize your first cleanup? Is it a big bag, small bag? Like, what's the best thing to be doing?
If I were going to recommend something, I would say start smoking, right? Because you can get rewarded for putting out joints or cigarettes or anything that's smokable. And then number 2 is the quick drop. So just like disposing of a water bottle in a trash can, if you take a picture of that, you're going to get rewarded. So it's literally just stuff you're already doing, disposing trash, smoking. And then the cleanup thing is like still in the process of getting rolled out. So like organized cleanups and stuff will be going on soon with massive rewards, but the daily rewards are great. I mean, especially I know everybody in here is a smoker somewhere or another. And so that's a big one I try to promote, but also just the disposal of like a water bottle you can make better for it. And you can do it up to 24 times a day with Cleanify now. 24 day.
Dude, okay, so talk to me about this. So as of yesterday, it is confirmed I will be going to Las Vegas for Rare Evo and a bunch of other things. So I'll actually be there the 2nd through the 9th. And so I'm thinking Friday is the 8th. That's also, you guys know, if you know my world, you know it's Pizza Friday. I'm thinking what we should do is in tandem with and I'll talk to Ken over at Bitcoin Ben's, where they got the clubhouse, the membership stuff over there in Vegas, up on the north side, 160 West Wyoming. What I think we should do, because it's in an area that could probably benefit from a little bit of a cleanup, let's set up if we can, like an actual cleanup, because I know that we'll have a bunch of people there. Oh, there's Bobcat. I know he's at the clubhouse right now. Let's set up like an actual Cleanify, because I know that there'll be a bunch of VeChain people in Vegas around that time. Let's set that up if we can and make it like a true thing, and we'll do like a whole content thing around it.
Dude, yes, absolutely. I have so bad of FOMO for Vegas. Should I just book a flight like last minute and just pull up? Like, I want to hang so bad.
Probably should.
Let's talk to Bob.
Bobcat, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, we can't wait to have you out here in Vegas.
I'm so excited,
bro. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. No, it's we got it going on out here.
I know. So what do you think about that? Yeah. Obviously, everybody loves pizza. Let's see if we can maybe even get the Pizza DAO lined up on this, but let's do a Friday.
Well, we're actually as of yesterday, we had a meeting with Snacks. We're having a Pizza DAO party for Rare Evo that's in the works. It's probably going to be on the 9th, though.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna have a pizza party at the club for Rare Evo, Pizza DAO party. So
Oh,
That's the plan as of right now, like right before their like closing party at Zook. So
very cool. All right.
that's kind of the plan.
Well,
So,
let's
but
figure out
yeah,
how
we
to
can
do this
definitely do
because
something
I would
Friday
love to.
too.
Go ahead.
We can't have too much pizza. I mean, if you know Ken, he ordered pizza like every day during Chick-fil-A, so it's not a problem.
There is no such thing. You know what? I'm so happy that you said that, Bobcat, because that is absolutely factual facts. You are speaking in 100% right now. There is no such thing as too much pizza. That's not even a real thing. So we'll figure this out. But I'd love the idea of with a bunch of V fam in the house. I see Fubar. He'll be around. Some other people are going to be there that I know. Let's make this a thing for Friday the 8th. We'll do a Cleanify cleanup around the clubhouse because I know some of that area could definitely use it.
Oh yeah, our secret district definitely needs a little cleanup in our area. So I've actually been trying to keep the parking lot clean in front of the club, but I'll have to start taking pictures of it.
Absolutely.
I have a pizza comment, man. Listen, there's this pizza shop in my town. It's a small town. It's like adjacent to where I live. I live in Louisville. It's a bigger city, but there's across the bridge in Indiana, there's a small town, small pizza place, and they have a specialty pizza, dude. It's a mashed potato pizza.
No.
Okay.
No.
And
Mashed potatoes on pizza?
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I need you to pull out your pizza bucket list. I need you to keep your eyes peeled, just like mashed potatoes are peeled, for mashed potato pizza. When you see that shit, try that shit. I'm telling you, Chains. I promise, bro. I wouldn't lead you in the wrong direction.
All right.
So yeah, mashed potato pizza eaters, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Flame,
I think I trust him.
I'm gonna make a deal with you. I'm going up to Chicago this weekend. As you guys know, I gotta go help my mom with some stuff. But then in a few weeks, we'll be driving up as a fam. I'm gonna bring my fam up there so my daughter can go see Yama. I will make a deal with you is that we will take the route that brings us through Louisville, and you and I will go get that pizza together.
Dude, yes,
There you go.
please let us go get, and we have to live stream it. I want your reaction embedded on live stream, and then I'm going to mint it on chain. JChains first time having mashed potato pizza, and I'll distribute it. Okay, yeah, yes,
Yes, I'm in. I will keep you posted on that. That'll probably be like in the next month or two or somewhere like in there, maybe in the next month or so.
I love that you do that, JChains. You're always traveling, and you're never like hesitant to meet up or go a detour to see people. Like, can you talk about that for a second? Like, how do you have the energy to do that, and what kind of sacrifices are involved with that? Like, doesn't your wife get super pissed that you're going extra 3 hours out of the way to have a slice of pizza? Like, just talk about that if you can. I'm curious.
Yeah,
you're
no,
always on the go.
I have absolutely. Oh, I just got a phone call there. I have absolutely like the most supportive wife and family in the world. And listen, she enjoys, we're both social people. And so, for us to get out and go to the events and go spend time. I mean, my daughter, she'll be 4 in October. She was at Power Slap, and then we were out till about 1 a.m. And then we were at the UFC the next night, and she was out till same thing, like 1:30, something like that. We're just the adventure family, and so we've got the absolute blessing to be able to do this kind of stuff right now. Obviously, I got to find some funding to make it all happen on a different scale, which I'm actually trying to do with my media company, and we'll figure all that stuff out. But the whole idea of getting out and meeting people, I mean, that is Web3. I have this ability to have a platform and communicate. And my networking skills are wonderful. I feel like I was born with a microphone in my hand. I've learned how to just really navigate this space. And there is nothing better than going a few hours out of the way to go get a slice of pizza with my guy Flame, who, we've hung out, 2 or 3 times in real life now. And, that's what it's about is connecting. Listen, I don't have friends here locally. I just don't have the capacity for that right now. But I've got, friends that I think that I will carry to the grave with me that are part of this Web3 world. And I think that is so important that, if I pull up to Vegas, I got a handful of buddies, that if I could stay with them, we could hang out, we could go grab a beer and a pizza, whatever. If I'm driving through the Midwest, I know that I got that. If I go down to Florida, I know that I got that. If I go to the Northeast, if I go to the South, wherever, at this point, wherever I go in this country, there are people that I know, and we could pull up, grab a beer and a slice of pizza and have a conversation like we did this last week. You know what I mean? So it's just that important to stay connected. And I feel like, ultimately, this is what takes me to my next step in crypto is, you guys know that my goal it's sometime in this fall, and I've got to actually probably step the gas pedal on this a little bit more, is to start launching NFT collections that are tied to real world businesses and how all this works. And so the more that I can go out, the more that I can meet people, the more that I can grow. I mean, it's so cliche to say this, but your network is your net worth. And, the more people that I can connect with on a personal level, because chit-chatting over the internet is one thing, but when you actually get to look into somebody's eyes for real, like, the synergy is different, and you get a chance to understand who you're working with or who you're talking to. And there is to me, there is nothing more important than getting to know the people that I want to either go to business with, go to get a beer with, or just, communicate with. And, even the people that I call them my community, my family, huge group of people in Canada. And we've gotten this opportunity to go connect at this conference called Futurist the last couple of years. And how amazing is that, right? And so now, they're doing another conference down here in Florida this year in November. And a couple of the friends, that I've gotten a chance to go up there and see. Unfortunately, not everybody can make it, but some are coming down there. And I think that's what makes this whole world go around, is when people start to make the effort to get out of their comfort zone and connect. And again, we're at one point, we're all strangers, even in the real world. But when we sit down, break bread, or whatever it may be, that's generally how we get to know somebody. And I'm a people person through and through. So I hope that answered your question, my guy.
Hey, James, how's it going? Can I chime in on that a little bit?
Absolutely, brother.
Yeah, I just want to say that some more flowers sent to you is even if you can't so if people don't know, so one thing that sets Chains apart is just that person to person honest communication. Like we had actually, so for our project I reached out to like 10 different people that I was interested in getting like hooked up with, right? And you can't always do IRL stuff, and Chains was the first one that actually like, hey, let's talk about this. And we actually like got on a phone call and chatted about it. Like I had a project yesterday that reached out to me, and they were like, hey, could we have a phone call? Hell yeah. I called him, and the second that I had seen that he requested a phone call, and dude, we just sat and bullshitted on the phone for 2 hours. And that's obviously not as good as like IRL stuff, but when you can have like a one-to-one personal communication and like take the time to actually like learn about somebody's project or what they're doing, whether it's like a promoter, KOL, project leader, like whatever, it's like those are that relationship is completely different than the typical. There's so many people out there. Oh yeah, I'm interested in working with you or whatever, and then a couple DM messages, and then it's forgotten about. So like put in some effort, like Chains. If you want to network, do as much IRL stuff as you can. But if you can't, dude, just set up a phone call, like talk to somebody.
Absolutely. And that's why, like even on this show, like I'll tell people, and I say this, if I go on someone else's show, I'll say the same thing. Like just tap on someone else's PFP, whether it's a speaker or just another audience member, tap on their PFP and give them a follow. Do it to a couple people, or search the crowd and find someone that might have some relevance to what you're trying to accomplish, what's your goals, and connect with them. And you never know what could happen. And, and that's like,
all you have to do is show up.
That's it. Literally. Half the battle is just showing up. That's
Crypto Fight Club. I'm making sure to follow you. I don't know why I'm not following you yet, but you made some great points there. And Chains, I just had another follow-up real quick, if you don't mind, which would be, you are a travel boss, you are a microphone controller, right? You're a master MC. But I will say this, you've been into VeChain for as long as I've known you, but over the past couple months, dude, you've been like high octane VeChain. I mean, I would borderline say you've been on VeChain maxi mode. And so I'm just curious, like, I know you've got motion. I know like people have to keep things kind of close to the chest, but for anybody who maybe wants to be JChains one day, like what's the strategy here with VeChain? Why are you eyeing VeChain so hard? You got a power hour space going. Like,
Yep.
I know VeChain's awesome, but what's your angle here? What do you see as the opportunity at, like, as opposed to like Algorand or HBAR or something? I mean, you're all in on VeChain. We talk about that. Is that okay to ask?
I love that. That's a great question. I appreciate you asking that. So like you said, going back to the OG thing, like VeChain was one of the first projects that I had ever gotten interested into. And it was honestly back in my early days of crypto. Like I heard of Bitcoin first for sure. But VeChain was one of the first projects that I had ever really bought into on a crypto coin basis because of the whole logistics and supply chain thing. That's the world that I came from. So that's what really captured my attention, right? And I drank the Kool-Aid way back then. And now, like, fast forward, why am I back and hitting it so hard? You guys have probably heard, some of you have heard me say this, some of you have not. I've been in crypto since 2017. My wife, damn it, man, my phone will not stop ringing today. I've been in crypto since 2017. My wife, that's my homie. She's my ride or die. She's been with me this whole time. And there is nothing that I've been able to do to get her interested into crypto until I started taking a picture of my morning coffee.
You're breaking out, bro.
I'm breaking up.
During the best part too, I'm kind of pissed right now.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit.
What the world is this about? See, this is the thing, man. Anytime I start going off on something, I got my ex overlords are trying to silence me. Can you guys hear me now?
It's every other.
That's all we hear, bro.
All right, I'm gonna make you the co-host. All right. So I've invited a few co-hosts. I'm going to remove myself for 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
All right, this is my space now. I'm the boss.
That is crazy. It seems like every time I get going on this, like something stupid like that is going to happen. Let's see. Let's go here. Join the space. Reconnect.
Huge beard, beautiful family. You'll recognize me when you see me.
All right. Am I back?
Chains, you're back.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
perfect. All right. So what I was getting into, what I was saying was, so what really at this point brought me back? One, I got a chance to connect with Sonny when I was in Toronto, right? And I did an interview. And, on a one-to-one level, like that was absolutely amazing. But really before that, I've been in crypto since 2017. I've been at the highest level behind the scenes that you could absolutely imagine. There is nothing that I've been able to do that got my wife interested in crypto. There is literally nothing, except for when I started taking a picture of my morning coffee and she was asking me what I was doing. I said, oh, I'm earning some crypto by using my sustainable mug, because I drink out of a Yeti mug. And she's like, huh? And then I started telling her about the ecosystem with the DAO and all the different dApps and how, also, how we, me, my wife, and my daughter, again, I told you that we did it at the concert. We all carry Yeti bottles. We fill them up. This is the weirdest thing. We sit at our dinner table with our Yeti water bottles. Like, we don't drink out of regular drinking cups anymore. We just literally, we've all got our own. There are special drinking vessels. And even at dinner, we do it. It's funny. My in-laws will come over to dinner and they will have, their water out of a normal drinking glass, but the three of us are drinking out of our Yetis. It's just a lifestyle choice that we've made. And so, just the whole idea of, okay, let's just make, and it's not small changes. It's just, let's just do see small steps that on these things that we're already doing. So I'm already drinking coffee out of this. Take a picture of it, get rewarded, gamification, right? I'm already drinking water out of this. Boom, same thing. My wife, she controls the Scoop Up account, right? So she takes the dog for a walk, scoops it up, earns the tokens, right? So and I'm trying to get the passports, and we're doing the other ones and everything. And so it's just by doing stuff that we already do. We already eat a lot of organic food. We already shop sustainably. Like, we already do this stuff. So why not? And so it's that easy. And I have moved on from, and I guess I just put out a video about meme coin Snipebot. I'm still a degen. I still do all that stuff. But at the end of the day, for crypto to take the next step up, like the ecosystem itself has to grow up. And I think getting a little bit away from, the speculative nature that it all, like almost 100% is, and we shift over to the utility side of it. Again, what VeChain is doing is real utility, real adoption with, again, you got the Walmart China food traceability program, with the Verify Car program. They've got a program with PricewaterhouseCoopers. They're doing all these things in real world, real utility. Now you talk about the DAO, and that's real adoption, man. That's like things that normal fucking people in this world can do. And it's just so easy. I told you about the concert. You go there, Yeti, Live Nation, like these are massive, massive brands. And if we can somehow get in front of them and say, hey, brother and sisters, we've got the same ideas here. We're living for the same thing. Let's partner up. Let's make this even bigger and better than what it already is on all fronts. I think, what the hell is wrong with that, right? And so to me, I think it's the most important thing is that this is crypto grown up. This is the next level. This is where we need to go to really start getting accepted from the retail level on a broad side, because we're being accepted from the institutional side because they know they're going to make a ton of money off of people. But if we can get normal people in to participate doing things they're already doing, and yeah, you get rewarded. That's the gamification, man. That's how you get people to do things. That's the only way to get people to jump now. And so I'm all for it. And GM, everybody, I see a whole bunch of comments in the YouTube. Appreciate you all being here, guys. Make sure you smash the like button. If you are watching on X, hit the heart, post the video, tag some friends. I love all y'all. Flame, I appreciate your questions, man. You always have really good questions. And not that I don't get asked a lot of questions. I don't get asked a lot of questions that are deep. And so I always appreciate you when you're here and when you do that.
Can I follow up with one more? I know Wadi got his hand up. I just have a quick chronologically follow up, which would be the reason I'm yelling Better from the mountaintops, which is the token for the DAO Better token, is because at its all-time high of 55 cents or whatever, taking a picture of your coffee, it would reward you $4, bro. People were buying coffee and then making money off of the cup of coffee. And so it's a pretty crazy perspective to think about, but here's what I like to drill all the way home. You can earn Better 1,000,000% for free. You can earn a shit ton of Better just by using the apps. And so that's why I'm so comfortable shilling it, because I don't have to tell a single person to go buy any Better. I don't care if anybody buys Better. Right. I really am just trying to lead the initiative on get in while it's early and low and stack that Better for free. And it just makes me really happy as a community member that I can shill something that I don't have to say, go buy a big bag, whales aren't dumping. There's none of that, right? It's just pure 100% octane community. Really love that. Great answer, JChains. Thank you, bro.
Absolutely, man. I mean, we haven't even talked about BYB, the Build Your Body, that, theirs is a direct partnership with UFC and some other things. You know what I mean? That. Okay. So at the end of the day, even if I failed, I tried 3 of the things yesterday and I failed on both of them. So I didn't earn Better for whatever reason. I think I maybe messed up on the squats and the lunges or whatever, but I earned a little bit of Better on jumping jacks. And at the end of the day, even though it was mere pennies, you cannot rug getting healthy. You cannot FUD that. You can't bullshit that. So most people do that shit for free or they pay for it. So even if you earned a couple pennies a day by working out and competing in these little challenges against yourself, against the app or however it works, what the hell's wrong with you? That's the whole thing. You're making yourself better. I think one other reason, and this is probably something that needs to get mentioned, then Wadi, I'm gonna swing it to you, but the ethos of how I end my show every day, and it's been longer than the VeBetterDAO, so I feel it's just right analogous for what I'm doing anyway, but it's get 1% better every single day. And we've talked about this for years. It's your mind, it's your body, it's your portfolio. You can improve yourself in those 3 ways every single day. It doesn't have to be all of them every day, and sometimes we know we're going to take steps back. But if you can just make yourself a better person, if you can make yourself a little bit healthier, if you can make yourself a little bit wealthier, whatever it may be, whatever you're looking for, that ultimately is going to potentially make parts of the world a little bit better, depending on how you accomplish your goals. And so I love how all of this works together. And Wadi, I know you probably have a sore shoulder at this point. My apologies. Please go ahead. And GM.
GM, my guy, no, I was gonna say, like a guy with a disability, muscular dystrophy, weakness, whatever you want to call it, and holding their hand that long, bro, do you know what that does to us? Like the cramps and everything. Like, come on, man. Not, I'm kidding.
I appreciate you.
Nah, likewise, Jay. See, that's the thing, man. Like, a lot of people has kind of asked me the same thing, but before I get to that, I do want to ask you, like, from your perspective, you meeting Sonny Lou and everything, how you saw him as a person.
I saw him as super genuine, right? And you would see just how passionate he is. And if I'm not mistaken, like he's an engineer by trade, and so typically, when you find engineers, and please correct me if anybody if I'm wrong, but typically, engineers they have a different way of thinking that isn't like a normal human being. For instance, like when you look at like a blueprint and you're like, well, why did this go here? Because not a normal person would want to do this. Well, that's an engineer because it's the most efficient. But so when I talk to him, Sonny is just a dude. He is a regular guy. He is an amazing person. He's got a huge vision. He's got a really big undertaking with this whole idea, and I believe he's the one for it. I mean, if you look at the partnership or even not the partnership, I mean, having Dana White come on as an advisor to the entire VeChain ecosystem. I mean, this isn't like he's not an ambassador, guys. This isn't like me being like I'm a VeChain ambassador. No. He's an advisor, like with the big dogs, C-level stuff. You think from the top down kind of thing. And when you see him talk with the passion about what they're doing, and even how he calls Dana brother, like they have like a brother relationship, which I mean that's crazy to think. He's probably one of the more powerful people on the planet. And so if Dana sees something in Sonny and vice versa, you know that there's you're dealing with a good mind, a big strong product and all that stuff. And so I thought Sonny was he's a humble guy for where he's at, for sure. And all due respect for him, for what he's done, where he's building, and where this thing is going. And you look at the team of people that he's brought with him, and the team that he's building. I mean, that you got to respect. Yeah, as a businessman, you got to respect for what he's done. That's for sure.
Yeah, like I'm glad you touched on all of that, and it's funny because I was in a space once with Sonny Lou, and I asked to ask him one direct question, and it sounded like the most realistic answer ever. And I said, "Where do you see VeChain going? Within the next 10 years?" And he literally told me, "I hope." He didn't say it will be, but he said, "I hope VeChain is one of the top 10 cryptocurrency by then." I've been holding VeChain, bro, since forever. And people ask me, well, what do you see in it? And I'm like, look, all the real utility, agricultural, tracing, making sure that the supply is what it is authentic. The partnership with UFC, Dana White, bro. I mean, why is it under 3 cents on the dollar or 60 cents?
Because
I guess it's only. Oh, go ahead.
No. I thought you were asking me a question, but go ahead. Please finish what you're saying.
No. I mean, I guess it's because it's time to run yet. Like if you see, last cycle, right? VeChain pretty much started running like 3 months after Bitcoin started dumping, in a sense. So, look, bro, one of my friends, he was just being, I would say it straight up, he was being an idiot because I told him by the time that he bought, he managed to make about $500,000 and I told him to sell. But then he stopped listening to me, and he started listening to bigger influencers. Oh, VeChain was going to go to $1, blah, blah, blah. And he held on. So me personally, like I seen the potential in VeChain and I see the utility. So there is absolutely, in my opinion, no reason why VeChain shouldn't make it like 60 cents, $1 or better.
Absolutely. I mean, and I think, you know, it's a good question. It's good framing and all this stuff and how you're thinking about it. And, you know, there was a comment on YouTube that said, sorry, y'all, but VeChain sucks. Been holding for 4 years. It's stuck at 2 to 3 cents. And I think if you think about all the things that we're talking about, real utility, real adoption, it's not botted, it's not bullshit, it's not hype driven. It's like for real, doing real things in the real world. That really does take some time to really catch on. And I could give a shit what other people think about the price of VeChain. If you're VFam, you understand. I mean, again, you think about all over the world where VeChain is placing itself and the partnerships and how it's all going down. Man, you got to be a bozo. Like your friend, like you said, you called him an idiot, not me. You got to be an idiot to think like this isn't going to be, you know, like Sonny was saying, hopefully a top 10. I see it. I know, you know, if it doesn't go to $5, you know, Flame's in he's in a whole new situation as of today. So
that's true. And over the past couple of years, I've always been an about the tech guy. Like how I got into crypto was reading the Cardano white paper, right? That was the first my buddy was into crypto. I'm like, what crypto do I get? He's like, just get Cardano. I read the white paper. So like from the beginning, I've been into white papers, into the tech. Like the price speculation and stuff is awesome, right? Like we're in a generational wealth creating asset class. These things happen only once or twice a generation. Like I've even talked to like my buddy's grandparents who are well off. They tell us, you know, similar stories. There's only a couple opportunities. So I think we're in that. But over time, my conviction has shifted to like the actual tech and what they're doing. And so that's why I find myself so bullish on VeChain and Cardano. That's about it, right? Like I'm pretty hard-headed about what I will accept into my crypto sphere, right? But VeChain is just that one that's like, look, I can definitely admit VeChain has underperformed compared to things like XRP or Solana or a lot of different meme coin or altcoins. But at the end of the day, if you look at the infrastructure where they've moved their HQ to San Marino to better regulate, they've got all types of MiCA and MoCA and all types of different like approvals for regulatory stuff. They're meeting with Xi Jinping and the Chinese government. They're meeting with Donald Trump and the American government. They've shifted their node system so they can be classified as decentralized. One of the age-old things is VeChain's decentralized because it only has 101 validator nodes. That has changed because they have Stargate, which is allowing like economic nodes to validate and things like that. So the node structure has changed. The tokens have changed. The approach has changed. And so like, for me, I like that because there's tons of cryptos who haven't changed a damn thing and nothing looks different. If you look at VeChain now compared to 2 years ago, they might as well rename it. It's that big of a difference. So for me, my conviction lies a little different. I can't be mad at anyone who's like, price is terrible, been holding the token for a long time. I can't argue that. But what I will say is the fundamentals and the technical side of things are absolutely bullish.
100%, man. I'm glad that you went on that little run there. That was I'm feeling more bullish than I was 55 minutes ago or 58 minutes ago, 59 minutes ago when we started the show.
Going forward, you're gonna have to solve problems in order to have
yeah, you have to, right? You can't just we say that. And let me and saying all of this, let me open up CoinMarketCap and see like what I think is like the biggest tragedy of all, fart coin sitting at a $1.4 billion market cap. Like to me, that's insane. That is such a liquidity extractor into this whole thing. And it's fun. And I'm not here to say like we can't have fun.
It was fun to trade.
What's that?
I said I traded the shit out of fart coin. It was fun to trade.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, that's the thing. Like it's a fun trader, but like, you know, like the attention can't continue to go on this, or like unicorn fart dust and all that stuff. And that, I mean, that thing was started to make a joke out of crypto, and it proved itself to be true, right? So I like where the utility aspect of all of this stuff is going. I like where the usability, the real world stuff, that I feel is way more important than just dog shit. But at the end of the day, that it is what it is. If there's anybody else in the crowd want to come up and chit chat, talk about VeChain, you are more than welcome to. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you. This is the first VeChain Power Hour on Thursdays. We're gonna start doing this every Thursday moving forward. So set your calendars, set your reminders. After the show, I'll get next week's space posted so that y'all can set your reminders, and we'll just remind you all week so that you don't miss it. So.
Gosh, I'm so bullish on the.
What was that?
I just said I'm so bullish on that Better token. Just looking at how VeChain it, like, dude, when VeChain pumps, that's all that's gonna roll into Better, bro. And these strategic partnerships and shit, dude. I'm just infinitely bullish. When we get off this space, I'm just gonna look up more VeChain stuff. That's what I do all day.
I'm telling you.
Thanks,
so
JChains.
you got to think about this. The total supply of the VeChain token, VET, is 86 billion, right? The total supply of the Better token is only 1 billion. That means it's 86 times less than the VeChain token, which means I can't guarantee you, but it should be 86 times the price. And so if we're talking VeChain to 5, what's 5 times 86? That's the Better token. Guys, get your yachts ready. Start planning the graphite and the fiberglass hulls that you're going to be using, and the gold trims and all that. I'm going to go probably with a matte black 150-foot yacht, I think. And it's going to be Live Better is going to be my boat name. Obviously with the 3 in the Better. So Paulie, actually, before we go to Paulie, I see Waddy, he's got his hand up again. What's up, Waddy?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, bro, like, see, what I really think is that a lot of people need to consider this as far as VeBetterDAO. It's not a random token that just came out of nowhere. You know, see who's the team behind it. Look at the previous run on VeChain, and that should give you an idea. You know, some people were like, man, VeChain was dead, it wasn't doing anything, and then it popped from less than a penny all the way to 27 cents. And I was just gonna say, I don't know if you guys know, but you don't even have, like you could use Stargate and Stakegate, but one thing that I also like about the B World wallet, bro, you just put your VeChain in there and it'll automatically give you some VeThor, which is also part of the VeChain ecosystem.
I mean, it's just a great place to be. Paulie, I appreciate that, Waddy. Thank you for adding that there. And we'll be talking about this stuff more and more. I mean, there's ways we learned the other day that the current structure of how the rewards happen is going to be changing. But again, there's more node availability at different sizes and capacities and stuff. So I think that is something that, you know, makes things a little bit easier for most, because it's less of a commitment to get into some of these other nodes now. So Paulie, GM, my brother.
Yeah, my guy. Good to get the chance to jump in on my break at work here and do some VeChain talk. Shout out to Flame and everybody down there, all the V fam hanging out with us. And I was really and Waddy, great points as well. You know, I think we were talking last night, right, in this space, and shout out to you, JChains, for hanging out with the V fam last night. Love seeing that, you know. But you know, one of the things we talk about is price action, you know, and we see comments all the time, you know. Oh, VeChain's dead, this and that. No, I think in Web3, we still have a vast majority of people here that are so focused on those quick gains, right? The whole meme coin mentality, the trying to jump in on NFTs. And, you know, I think we have a lot of that casino style approach to spending here in Web3, which is great, right? It's fun. We all like those meme coins that can give us that potential 5, 10, 100x. But I think there are chains like VeChain where there's more of a long-term vision and goal that aren't quite in line with that, right? And because of that, I think it misses out on getting the attention and the liquidity that you would see from people if maybe there was more opportunity to engage in, the meme token environment. But what I love about it is, we know that we're not going to become millionaires overnight, but the people that are invested in VeChain and part of the VFam understand that we're here for the community, for a vision and an ethos, which is only emboldened by the VeBetterDAO, right? The idea that we're here for things beyond just the quick gains, I think is something that is a part of why we haven't seen a lot of movement in price action. But what I love about that, JChains, is that this vision, this ethos, this stability we see is going to be what is intriguing to institutions, to businesses, to enterprises that are going to be looking for ways to get into Web3 and connect with the people that are here, but do it in a way that doesn't feel so risky and crazy. And when they come in, I think that's when we start to see that price action go up. It's a long play, right? And it's hard, like Flame said, to disagree with some of the sentiment you hear. But I think if you have an idea of what the future is, VeChain's building to, I personally think it's one worth sticking around for and being a part of.
All right, dude, 100%. And again, it literally just kind of goes back to the whole idea of, like you can have your degen bag and play the games and play the game, do the stuff, do all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like if you want to be an investor, right? If you want to be considered an investor, you got to be willing to hang in there long term. I mean, look at guys in the stock market, right? They get jazzed about 3% a year kind of thing. Like, that doesn't quite do it for some of us, but the whole idea of, hey, what is the quote from Warren Buffett is, it's not about it's the patient people who win. I can't think of how the whole thing quotes. You guys understand it, right? It's the transformation of wealth is the transformation of people who are patient, right? And so that whole idea should be the same thought process when you go in here. It's like, this isn't, again, it's not hype driven. This isn't like, the next, no one's making the videos of the next 1000x is ready to blow, get your VeChain now. Like, that's silliness. Like, that's not what this is about. It's about solving real world problems on several different scales, right? Again, from food traceability to authentication in vehicles to even sustainability throughout, like the VeBetterDAO ecosystem, stuff like that. Like that whole idea of, if you want to get rich right now, if you're trying to hit that 100x pump, have a moon bag and something else, like go participate in the meme coin game, go start leverage trading, go do that stuff, but have your bag of VeChain just sitting there. That's the set it and forget it. If that's the information you need, if that's the takeaway is I need to get rich now, put VeChain in your long-term cold storage wallet, put it on set it and forget it. And then, take pictures of your mug, take pictures of your water, charge your vehicle, and use EV Earn if you got a Tesla. Do these things to do the things so that you participate. And again, one thing that's important to me in answering the question with Flame, and you guys have heard me say this again, I got my wife into crypto, and she's not just a speculator hodler like what you think. She's performing on-chain transactions every single day. To me, as someone who's bullish on blockchain, that is what gets me excited. And I feel like that should be a key takeaway too, is, maybe you've got a significant other that, hasn't quite got the crypto bug yet, or your parents, or even a neighbor or a stranger. You guys have heard me say this, and I will say it all the time, how it makes sense, which, by the way, I will, before the show ends, do a mugshot. And moving forward, because I said in the chat group that I could definitely have my first coffee by 6 a.m. However, I forgot about that. I set the pot for 6 a.m. and I woke up at 6:15, had my first cup of coffee. So I could not launch at 10 a.m. with a fresh mugshot. But moving forward, I will get this. I'm going to set like an alarm for myself that says, don't drink, or I can drink coffee, but just don't have a mugshot. But anyway, this was such a, I see my guy post. I'm going to bring you on up here. This was such a great first VeChain Thursday episode. I appreciate everybody that participated. And you know, they're just going to get bigger and better from here. I hope that's the goal. What's up? Let's see. Wadi had your hand up, and then we'll go to anybody else got a hand.
Yeah, I just got a quick question, Jay, because what is the secret, bro? Like, how you managed to get your wife into crypto? Because I've been trying. I've been 19 years with mine, bro, and no matter what I tell her, no matter what I show her, no matter what I buy with crypto, I just can't get her to, give in, bro. That's it.
So I think the one thing you could say is, right, most people in this room are buying crypto. And there was my buddy put out a post. My buddy Ken put out a post about this the other day, and I said this yesterday. And I feel like this is how you can send that message: is you are not going out there and buying money, are you? No. Now you go out there and you earn money. Well, why does everybody feel like they have to go out there and buy some crypto, earn some crypto, right? And so if it's just as simple as taking a picture of your morning coffee, doing the mugshot, I feel like it's just coffee or tea. And if she doesn't drink coffee or tea, maybe she drinks water, she could do bubbles. We could, facilitate getting the passport. If you've got a dog and she takes the dog for a walk, you got to clean up that poop anyway. So it's a series of 3 pictures. So it's just about being rewarded for doing already things that you're doing. And so that was the selling point. It was, I drink coffee, my wife drinks coffee, I was earning crypto for doing it, so she wanted to earn crypto for doing it. So that was the sell. That's how it worked that's how it clicked in our house. And I'm sure it'll click, for different ways. Maybe someone, eats all organic. There's an app for that. Maybe your wife drives a Tesla. You got to charge it anyway. You might as well get rewarded for doing it. I know Mike, the Modern Canadian, he has started to use EV Earn, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what the earnings are like on it, but it sure beats the shit out of, not getting any kind of money back for it. So
has a little bit more value when you earn it.
What was that?
So it has a little bit more value when you earn it.
Yeah. Like it adds a little bit more value to what you're doing. Like I look forward to it. This is like one of those things now. And again, we've been doing this for a little bit. If I miss a mugshot, or if it's been like 3 hours instead of 2, and I need to like refill my water bottle, I don't get upset with myself, but I'm like, dang it. Like it's part of like my day now, where it's like, gotta, let me just see, I'm gonna do this right now. Well, Paulie, let's see.
Just like getting those spins on my phone card.
What's that?
Just like getting those spins on my phone card every day. Get those stats.
It's just part of the thing, man. Earn some sats, earn some better, all that stuff. Go ahead, Paulie.
Yeah. And I think another part of this, JChains, you stole my thunder, because I was absolutely going to say 100% what you said. I think bringing something tangible to people that, hey, mom, dad, you've had a hard time getting them to take it serious. Oh, you want to fill your water bottle, taking a coffee here, take a picture, earn this a little bit, right? And maybe that act is like, okay, it can be fun, and they get in. And I think when it really starts to hit them is when people have been doing stuff like that for a while, and all of a sudden they look at their thing and they're like, wow, I've got like $50 of this stuff, or $100. And then what do? They go to you and they say, hey, what can I do with this stuff? And then you're like, oh, well, and then you start to explain it. And then it's sort of, they came in, it's basically free money they get to play with. And you can start to introduce them to, there you go, JChains, getting the mugshot.
There it is.
Introduce them to other aspects, right? People are stubborn. It takes a while to really get them to change their ways. If you can get them doing crypto while doing things they're already doing, that's a great, easy way to do it. And then once they have this free money that's just sitting there, they're going to be wondering, well, how can I turn this into more? And that's when you can really reel them in, and then they're a little more willing to learn more about what's going on, right? Mm-hmm. So mass adoption is going to be a big process. Some of us can, in doing things like what JChains is doing, and others utilizing the VeBetterDAO, we can, on a personal level, start to bring that to people around us. And as soon as we start to see mass adoption really take off, it's going to be even easier. So I love the VeBetterDAO as an opportunity for a soft onboarding and an ability to transition people into this world of Web3.
100%, man. I think it's the barrier to entry could not be easier, and that's always been the biggest complaint, right? For most people in all the years that I've been in crypto, it's the barrier to entry. It's getting in. It's so hard. Not anymore. And I know a lot of other blockchains and projects are trying to make that the whole idea is, is just the barrier to entry needs to be easier. But I'll tell you what, for just getting rewarded for doing things you're already doing, it's got to be the easiest sell point. And I feel like at this point, I got to say that today's show sponsored by the Better token and the VeBetterDAO ecosystem, because I just earned some tokens for doing a mugshot live. Well, it was time to do one anyway, but see, that's how easy it is. Literally, you just take a selfie with your coffee and you earn some tokens. Come on. And you stack those babies up.
I'll be checking it out.
Everybody got to do it. Everybody should go get the V World. If you don't have here's your homework. And then I know we got to get to Post Hand. Here's your homework before we get to my guy Post. If you don't have the V World app installed on your phone, you got to do it today. And then because you got to do an action anyway, because we're giving away I'm going to go get it real quick. Giving away a little merch pack here. So these are official. They've got the little hologram thing, UFC. So they are VeChain UFC sunglasses, still in the plastic bag. They will be clean and unused. Don't you worry. A gray fitted, look, it's flex fit. It's not like your typical bullshit hat. This is the real deal. Gray fitted flex UFC VeBetter VeChain hat, as well as everybody loves these backpacks, these little string shoulder backpacks. Look, official licensed gear. I'm telling you, that's a big win right there for someone who's going to take it home. All you got to do is be an active VeBetterDAO ecosystem member. And what does that mean? Get the app and perform an action, whether it's a mugshot, a bubble, a Cleanify. And you can, if you're a smoker, if you smoke joints, just take a picture of you throwing your joint out. When it's done, you got to do it anyway, get rewarded. If you're a cigarette smoker, you shouldn't be smoking cigarettes, but that's a different conversation for a different day. I'm not here to lecture you. Just make sure you dispose of those butts properly. And you can get rewarded for doing it. It's that easy. So take a picture, prove that you are taking some kind of sustainable action, and post it on the post that is pinned on my profile. And that enters you into the opportunity to win that merch pack tomorrow. And I'm just going to have Grok pick the winner. So just so you guys know, I think Twitter pickers Dunsky. From what I understand, Grok is really good at picking winners. So I'm going to do that. So that's tomorrow. So you got 24 hours because we're going to pull the winner at the end of the show of that. We're giving away some tokens, some what's up, dog, over on Solana. So that is going to happen tomorrow too. But at the end of the show, I'm going to ask Grok to pick us a winner. So you've got like 23 hours. You have more time than 23 hours. You have like less than 24 hours. So, and that'll get you a chance to win that. All right. Post, sorry to keep you hanging. What's up, brother?
Hey, anybody who leaves me hanging, it's going to be you, bro. I wouldn't accept it anywhere else. But what's up, Paulie? What's up, V-Fam? Man, I got to second what you said there with the V-World app, dude. That is a ballin' wallet. I got to say it's one of the best in Web3. Love going on it. I'm on there 20 times, 30 times a day now, collecting my little VeBetter. And I think, I don't know who it was that asked about getting their wife into crypto. Man, be careful what you wish for. It's not all fucking roses and teddy bears like JChains' wife. I was an idiot, got my wife into Solana perpetual longs. Fuck, I can barely hold on to my crypto now. I'm picking up dog poo. She's like, Solana long nut, 100x. Oh man, it's terrible. So just, keep her on the innocent side of crypto, investing, long-term shit. Keep her out of the casino. That's especially your gambling addict wife. Don't do whatever it takes. Just ease her into it. The whole world's gonna eventually do this digital currency thing. So, she'll find home eventually. And yeah, don't do what I did. Back to you, brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, Jay. I was gonna say thanks for the advice because JChain only explained the beautiful picture of everything, right? He didn't explain the dark side. Shame on you, Jay.
Oh, that's funny. I will tell you.
Keep her off Solana.
It's funny. The dark side. Yeah, I know that my wife now has a crypto wallet. I don't know how much she's got in there. I don't know, what her stack or her port looks like, but that's okay. That's good operational security. We'll keep it that way as long as she's got her succession plan ready to go. That has the private key being delivered to me. That's all that matters. Right. That's the most important. Hey, guys, all jokes aside, make sure, especially we're going into a big bull run. A lot of us have big bags. Some of us are working on building the big bags. You got to remember, just have a plan. I know that nobody likes talking about that, but just have a plan, right? Have a plan. So, all right. This is the opportunity now for anybody to speak now or hold your tongue until next week. Actually, tomorrow we got some stuff we'll talk about tomorrow, but if anybody's got anything that they want to drop or leave or say before we go, this is your opportunity. If not,
hey, just great space as always, JChains. Appreciate the combo and getting a chance to meet with some new faces in here. It's been fun, and looking forward to doing it again next week and the show tomorrow, man.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you guys being. Go ahead, Waddy.
Yeah, man. Same here, bro. Appreciate you like always, and I'll catch you on the next one. I would try to be more present like I used to be. It's just that kind of took a break, man, from on Twitter and in general. But I'm trying to get back in the game, bro. Appreciate you.
Hell yeah, man. Well, you're welcome here anytime. And that's, sometimes those breaks are what we need. It's all part of the 1% better strategy. Like social media, we know it's a beast, especially if you've got a platform. It can be a mega beast. And so it's all part of it. We heard from Restify today. That was something that if you've got an Android, you can participate. And it's about putting your phone down. Put your phone down for an hour, 45, whatever it is. You set the time, and as long as you can stick to it, you can earn yourself some rewards. And I think that is something that everybody should. If you've got, and I'm looking forward to obviously the iOS version when it comes out soon. But if you got the Android, do that. That's part of the 1% better. Not only do you work on discipline, but it works on your mentals. And so do what you guys can to improve yourself in the 1% realm as you do normally every day, right? Mind, body, and portfolio is the three most important things that we can think of at this particular moment to ourselves. So, all right, that's it for now. Go out and be better. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao for now.